Good morning, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. 10 a.m. update from the National Hurricane Center as we're tracking Tropical Storm Bertha, maintaining its wind speed sustained 45 miles an hour. Gusts are at 60, and it continues moving west towards the Texas coastline at 10 miles an hour. Now, I want to show you radar with this because most of the heavy downpours, the convection with Bertha is scooting south and is going to miss us. So, yes, we get the center of circulation. Yes, we're going to feel some wind from Bertha and some of these wraparound rain showers, but this is not going to be a heavy rain event. This is not going to be a flood concern. So let me show you the latest track from the National Hurricane Center. You'll notice it pushes up towards Houston by this afternoon and evening. I think a landfall is going to happen sometime around lunchtime, and then it continues as a remnant low as we head into the overnight hours into early Friday. The track has shifted just a little bit further north, so it's possible that in downtown you'll feel even less wind impacts because remember, the center of the storm doesn't have very much wind associated with it. So it's possible that you actually only get 10-15 mile an hour winds if you're downtown. If you're a little bit further north, say you're in the Spring area, you're in the Woodlands, you're going to get some occasional wind gusts at 20 to 30 miles an hour. Bertha, local impacts look like this. Mainly along the coastline, we will be tracking increased surf, high rip current risk, some coastal erosion. I'll show you why there is a warning that is in place. Now, coastal wind could gust up to 40, maybe 50 miles an hour occasionally, and then closer towards our inland cities, we will be looking at 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. Those are gusts, right? So it won't be all day long, but it will be a breezy day ahead. Scattered showers on and off as well. So we have been upgraded from that tropical storm watch that I was tracking yesterday in now a tropical storm warning. What does that mean? So a watch, the verbiage explains that tropical storm force winds are possible. A warning explains tropical force winds are expected. So yes, now we're preparing for some of those gusty winds. That could lead to some wind damage like broken tree limbs, maybe an old tree also topples. That could lead to localized power outages for Galveston. Now, coastal erosion, like some debris along the beach, that's also possible. I think the storm surge risk stays low, and I think the rip current risk stays high. So what does that mean for you? If you were planning to take the kids to Galveston for last weekend of summer, you want to stay off the water today. I think you are back to business, though. Tomorrow and the weekend looks a lot better. So here's a live look at our Galveston camera looking out towards Pleasure Pier. So you can see the waves are a little bit rough. There's people in the water right now, but later on today, I don't want to see anybody in the water. You'll notice some of these waves are going to start working their way up the sandbar, and I do think a business like Murdoch's might get a little bit of water up near the steps, but that's it. It's not going to cross over, and it's not going to amount to much. 83 degrees right now for the island. It feels like 93. The breeze is light right now. It's out of the north-northeast at 12 miles an hour. So when is that wind going to start to pick up? I've issued a weather impact alert because I think the winds are going to start to be noticeable around lunchtime. And then the later on in the afternoon we go, winds could start gusting a little bit more, and then we'll start to see a couple of these scattered downpours. These are going to be some thunder showers, so yes, you'll hear the thunder, you'll see some of the lightning, but the rain accumulation is not going to be all that significant. So you saw future track radar. A couple of those wraparound rain showers working their way into Houston. That's a snapshot at 6 o'clock. So maybe as you're commuting home, you encounter a little bit of a slowdown because of the increased rain potential. I think our coastal counties are going to see a little bit more rain though. So Matagorda, Brazoria, maybe you see some showers lingering through the evening, and then rain starts to really fizzle as we head into the evening hours. And tomorrow, while there's a little bit of some leftover moisture, the rain potential drops even more. So I'm talking about a 40% rain chance today, a 20% rain chance for tomorrow, and look at the rain from there on out. There's none to talk about. So this weekend looks good. Outdoor plans will be fine. Next week, not tracking rain, but certainly looking at some heat. Let's talk about rainfall totals. So most of us are going to see very light accumulation. So maybe Hobby Airport gets about 1/4 of an inch. Galveston could pick up half. There are a couple of areas like Matagorda, Brazoria that could pick up an inch, maybe even 2. But the further north and west that you go, the rain potential really drops off. So Some of us might see trace amounts of rain when it's all said and done, like 1/10, 1/100th of an inch. Those areas that aren't expecting to see much by way of shower activity aren't going to experience much of a drop in temperatures. I do think Houston, because of the potential of more cloud cover and a little bit more rain, we'll see our high temperatures capped in the low 90s, and the heat index is going to fall just below heat advisory criteria. It's still plenty hot. It's still going to feel like the triple digits, but not quite as hot to give you a warning for it. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for the areas shaded in orange today. So that includes Conroe, Huntsville, Bryan College Station, Downtown Brenham, Columbus, El Campo. That's where we could feel the heat index push towards 110 degrees. Notice that is from noon to 7 o'clock today. So we're still tracking the heat alongside Bertha. Here's a live look at 4 different spots. So IAH, I've been getting some questions about flight delays. The only way you're going to be delayed today is if there's thunderstorm activity near the airport. I don't think the wind is going to be all that impressive inland, and there's not going to be any other flood threat or anything like that from Bertha. Met Center, you can see some clouds starting to build in, lots of humidity. Downtown Houston, clouds are building in as well, and it's the same shot for Galveston, although the clouds are a little bit thicker there. Weather impact alert from noon to 11 p.m. We will be tracking mostly the winds from Tropical Storm Bertha. So what do I advise you? I'll just take it easy. I wouldn't pencil in too many things today. I think today is a day to relax. You also don't want to be out and about, especially closer to the coastline, because of the threat for the gustier winds and the potential of a couple tree limbs coming down and maybe some localized power outages. It's just a better idea to wait until tomorrow because things are improving fast. So today's weather impact alert from watching Tropical Storm Bertha goes away tomorrow. Only a 20% chance for a couple of isolated showers. And look at the weekend. We're back to mostly sunny skies, temperatures rebounding into the upper 90s. And then next week, we're talking about the triple digits. The good news is we're going to take the guessing game away for today. So if you're curious about what Bertha is doing, where Bertha is, what kind of winds it's producing, is it producing rain showers or where? We'll have updates for you every hour on the hour, so just make sure to check back in with us. And of course, I'll provide some updates on social media as well. Have a great Thursday.